Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel today. I am excited to be here. I had an idea. I've been inspired by some other YouTubers out there. I can't quite come up with their names, but it's just in general with YouTubers out there that do budget videos, and we're all doing something a little different, and then a lot of us do a lot of the same stuff, but we have different numbers or different ways of budgeting. So I just thought I'd get in here because I've always shown you after the numbers have already been put down. And last month I was thinking, and I didn't have time to do it in November, I wanted to show the numbers as they happen. Kind of live, but it'll have to be later in the month before you actually see them. So I will do a whole video on clips of me working in my planner. How do I work in my planner after I do my setups? After I set up my December calendar, after I do my setup for my monthly budget, and I start working my paycheck to paycheck and my transaction logs. I got notes all over the place here because I haven't started yet. And this is my expense calendar that I haven't started yet, and my weekly check-in. So I have a lot of budget pages. So I want to walk you through, how do I do this? How do I prep my planner for all the different contents, all the different budgeting styles, and show you guys basically what I do. And hopefully you get a sense on why I enjoy it so much. It's got to be the budgeting nerd in me that really, really loves this, because who would want to do this many budgets at one time? Apparently me, but I do enjoy it and I love sharing it with you. And hopefully this inspires you to do your own budgets and come up with a system that works for you. And keep you financially motivated and savings and paying off debt and hitting those financial goals, preparing for retirement, because the ultimate goal is you want to be able to take care of yourself later in life when you can't work anymore, when you are ready to spend those end years of your life doing what you love and being with the people you enjoy. So that is the goal. So what I do know, a lot of times I don't have, well, maybe I do have, hold one moment. Okay, I am back. So I went and got my iPad. I have it right here, and it has my app open to my bank, and I can go through, and that's how I keep track of all these. I pull up my mobile app on my phone or on my iPad, and I get my pens, and I just start checking things off. I just start looking for things that should be posted, what cleared, what didn't clear, what's pending, and all that good stuff. So what I do know here, and I've got a few things, my husband's personal money, he transferred it to his bank. It's called Visa Go Card. So you're going to see my actual bank. It doesn't really have any personal information as far as account numbers or anything, so I'm not too worried about this, but this is my Navy Federal app. So there's the $150 for the Visa Go Card. Amazon Music came out. In yellow here, it is pending. These actually already came out, and already sent to the other company. I'm just waiting for these to happen. Complete the transaction. So, and when it's yellow like this, it will not send the transaction to my EveryDollar app, and that bugs me. So it takes a while sometimes. So $7.99, which is my Amazon Music. I've already checked that off. So Amazon, this is a purchase, and I will be doing that purchase later. It was part of a total, that's $80.55, but I had purchased a total of $176. See if you can see that right there. And one of them was $80.55 grouped together being shipped, and then this $26.49 grouped together being shipped, and then this one hasn't charged yet, but that's going to be grouped together, and then when they ship it, then they'll charge it. So I had to go through I had so many Amazon purchases, it was unreal. So I had to go through them all and list them so I can figure out what I was spending. So that's not a bill. So right now I'm just working with the bills. That's not a bill. That's not a bill. Giving was Helping Hands to our church. That has cleared, well, almost cleared. It's pending. This deposit came from last month's $400 cash. I actually, even though I counted it in November, it didn't get deposited till today. And today's December 2nd. So I know, it's crazy. And then I have this $145.83 cash, or not cash, Food Lion transaction where I just bought some groceries and I just got home a little while ago. The groceries are put up and we're good to go there. My parents are coming for Christmas, so I bought some extra things. So I'm going to put this off to the side. All the bills that needed to be covered and checked off, they are, and nothing new there. So let's move on to my actuals. So I know I'm not this far into the budget, so I'm just going to close this and then I'm going to zoom you in so you can see. And I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So this is a typical budget for us right now. My husband's military retirement, VA disability, VA education, rent. That's kind of weird. I put rent. Rent. There we go. And dividend. I guess I was thinking both words at the same time when I wrote it. And salary overtime. And then what I didn't put, and I should have, was balance forward, because I did balance forward what was left over in November into December. I did not put that in the budget. That's okay, because I have an actual column here and I can put it in the actual. Let me grab my budget for November and I can see from that budget how much balance forward. I know it was like 3,000 and some. So, I'll grab my notebook here. Sorry about that. Found it. Now, I keep my old budget sheets. I do not get rid of those. And I want to maintain them so I can analyze and review for the year and see where we had strengths and weaknesses and why. And knowing your why when you're spending, knowing your why when you're budgeting, knowing your why of what you're doing is important. It's important because that's what helps keep you motivated. That's what helps keeps you focused. So there we go. So I added that as part of the actuals. I typically don't budget a balance forward. I have in the past, but not going forward. I was just going to try to zero out every month, because what I want to do is to put as much money into savings so I can build my 3 to 6 month fully funded emergency fund recommended by Dave Ramsey, and I am super excited about that. But at the same time, I want to kind of get through Christmas and the spending and the joy of Christmas. Now, we're not overspending, we're frivolous spending a little bit, but we're not like over frivolous, like we'll buy tickets to go see lights, just entertainment. It's frivolous. Don't have to do it, but we want to, because for our mental health and our physical health, we need to do these things. So it's very important. So what I do know that came out, and I had to restart my app here, just a second. As far as here, expenses, the mortgage did come out, and it came out to the penny, so that stayed the same. And that wouldn't change until our anniversary, and if we needed to pay more in, I'm going to take this page out actually, more in property taxes or something like that. And our first payment I think we ever made to our mortgage was in June. So every June, I think that's when it will happen. So let's go down here. So my husband's Visa Go card, as I showed you, it has a pending, and that was $150. So that didn't change. This didn't change. And you want to track and make sure nothing had changed. What if the rates on these subscriptions go up, even by a penny? You want to track that because you want to know, hey, what's going on? Did they notify me? Did they not notify me? So yeah, always double check your subscriptions, make sure nothing's changed, and make sure you're still paying, even though it's a small amount, the same amount every month. Greater Europe Missions, this is an offering, tithing that we do for the VA disability income that comes in. We're supporting missionaries in Germany, and they just got there, and we are so excited. They sent us some amazing pictures of the snow and the little cottage they live in, and it's just gorgeous. I'm like, it is so postcard idyllic, but I'm sure it's freezing. I will watch from afar. Helping hands. Oops, you know what? I'm just filling it out. I can't believe I just did that. Now, I know this is going to come out. I'm going to erase it. And that's why I love an erasable Fix-On pen. I don't know if you guys know about that, but this is the pen I use, 07. I love it. So this hasn't come processed through the bank yet. I did get the email that it's going to be processed, but I have not got it. It has not happened on our bank side yet. And that's fine. But the Helping Hands did, as you saw on the calendar. And so that stays the same. And then also on the transactions I hadn't shown you yet, the Virginia Natural Gas came out. I'm looking at it on my app over here. And I think I forgot to budget something. No problem. So if you have something and you forget, and I thought my numbers were high, but I didn't realize why until just now. So pardon the interruption. I will be right back. All right, so I did the total. I had the 916 up here, but I forgot to write in this section right here the savings transfer of the 916. So when you're filling out your budget, and here's a good example of why you should have a written budget so you can keep track of all these numbers, because oh my goodness, coming and going and keeping your head from spinning all the time. So even though I did an entire budget and I mapped it all out, nowhere in here did I put the 916. So what I normally do is if I forget to put it in and the transaction's already happened or just about to happen, if I forget to do it, I go over here at the very end and I just write, like for this one was VA education. So VA education transfer savings, and that's going to be, oops, oh no, that's right. I do $0 here because obviously I've already totaled this section all the way here at the bottom. Let's see if I can get this to move all the way. Got stuff all over my desk here. So I've already totaled at the bottom, but I don't want to change it. So I forgot to budget that, but that's okay. I'm going to put it in the actual column, and I'm going to put the 916.50 here. That way I don't have to keep erasing the numbers at the bottom of the page, and I can just mark over here in red just because I forgot over and under. And really over and under isn't as important to me as the actual columns, because the actual columns are the actual numbers that actually went through the bank, and those would be accurate. Okay, now that I've done that, let's go back over here. Let's see if there's anything else on my app. And I'm glad I caught that because I was just looking at this before I got on here to video. And so 9, and I couldn't figure out what I was missing. And right now I'm not seeing any other bills. I see a lot of Amazon purchases, but I don't see any bills in my in my bank account right now. So I'm going to close that app out because you don't want to leave that open all day long. And so that is it. So now that we're into day 2, which a lot of transactions happen for me on day 1 and day 2, and then the next set will happen with closer to each payday. That is where I am with my budget. So I'm going to zoom out for just a second, and then we'll move on to the next section. Okay, so this is my monthly budget view. I'm slowly filling in as each transaction happens. I go to my bank app, I put it in, I either do the over under or realize, oops, I forgot to add something to the list here. I'm going to add it at the very end, and then I'm going to do the actual. That way, when I do the actuals from the deposits all the way through the expenses, you have the number that actually is real in your bank account. And that's what works for me. So, but more things happen in a bank account than just paying the bills, because we use one checking account to pay all our bills and all our spending, which is not everybody's cup of tea, but I like doing it that way. It's one pot, it's one section, it's one area, and it works for us. That's the way we do it. That's why these logs are very important to me, because it keeps me in my mind able to compartmentalize what's available where, even though it's all one pot. I love that. So next is paycheck 1. So now that we are in paycheck 1 and I've started spending some areas, the only thing I would not adjust in here right away is the grocery, household, restaurant, miscellaneous, and gasoline. That would actually be transaction logs that give me the numbers at the end of paycheck 1 that belong in here. That's how I work with this, because there's going to be like 10 different grocery runs. There's going to be 10 different restaurant runs. There's going to be several in and outs miscellaneous. But I will say that with that transaction log will help keep you from going over budget in those categories, because you're only dealing with grocery, household, this part of the money. You know how much is left over. That's why the transaction logs for me are very important. Now you're going to see here, and this is probably why I forgot to put on the monthly budget this 916 when I wrote it all out, because I already put it here on the paycheck 1. I remembered it here, but I didn't remember it there. So this is a good way for me to catch it and go, oh, okay, now my numbers are accurate. So that works. Again, the same things you put here, and you're like, you're doing it twice. Yes, it's a monthly view. Yes, it's a paycheck view. Yes, I'm doing it 2, 3, 4, 5 times. But I do it to show, if you're only a paycheck to paycheck budgeter, this is how you do it. If you're only a monthly budgeter, this is a way to do it. I do this to share with people many styles of budgeting. So you get to pick which style works best for you. So I know my husband's, let's start with the income. And I need to zoom you in before I start writing. So hold on one moment. Okay, so now I am ready to get in. Again, yes, I have to write in the income, and I don't mind doing this, but if you're only a paycheck to paycheck budgeter and you're not doing the monthly view, like here, then just go ahead and do this. Or if you only do the monthly view, I'm done with the monthly view to start until the next time the transactions come out, as far as the bills. So $1,473.10, $21,32.96, $916.50, and then this total right here. So this is the rent. My son's rent is $653 a month. I balanced forward. See how I forgot it over here? It's funny, I remembered this on this one and forgot that and had to add it in, and then I forgot that and I forgot that too. So it's a heck of a start for December for me. Even if you've done this for a while, sometimes you have a little hiccup, and that's what was going on here. So this, the rent plus this, and then in the actuals, there was 14-cent increase because of dividends that came in. So that would be counted as other. So I would be going like 653 plus 3,882.27, and that came in from rollover from November to December, and then 14 cents. So I'm going to take that total right there, $4,535.27 plus 14 cents. Now it will match my bank account, and I just put that math at the top to remind me these are the reasons why this number is the way it is. You don't have to do that. You can put a sticky note off to the side. You can do whatever you want, but that's just what I decided to do. Let's see. So that stayed the same, that stayed the same, that stayed the same. And then this was like 14 cents over, because I never count the dividend until I actually post in our checking account. And we have a Navy Federal Credit Union checking account, so we get pennies for dividends. Okay, so the mortgage came out like you saw before. My husband's personal money. This came out, oops, 99. Can't write today. Now, my CBS All Access has not come out yet. Greater Europe Mission has not come out. And then the Helping Hands did come out, as you saw on the previous page, and natural gas came out. 817. And they did not change. So, 1, 2, 3. Did I write $5.99? Was I supposed to write $5.99? I was not. I'm going to erase that. I caught myself. Man, this video has been helpful. You guys get to see real life and mistakes as it happens. So, okay. And I'll take that line out too. That's crazy. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the 6th one here and the 6th one here. So same number of bill transactions. Now, that's the paycheck budget. Check-in, I guess you could call it, where I just check in and go, okay, what's cleared? I write the number down. And if it's only 1 or 2 things, you write it down, draw, over, under, or a line, whatever you want to put, and then you're done. It takes 2 seconds. And if you're only doing this one type of budgeting, it doesn't take very long. It just seems long because I like to complicate my life and do 10 different budgets. So, but I love sharing these with you guys. I absolutely love it. Not complaining one bit. Because it brings me a lot of joy to be able to talk about this stuff because I don't have anybody else to talk to. Because my husband doesn't like it, that's for sure. So now I'm moving on to my categories. I needed to get these set up because, oh my goodness, I'm spending faster and I'm not writing anything down, and that is going to mess up my budget. So here's my grocery household transaction log. And this is where I get my numbers on my totals for each section down here in my paycheck to paycheck. This is what I budget for this paycheck. It's the same amount I'm budgeting in my weekly check-in. It's just for however many days for the paycheck. So yes, that's the same. So what I'm going to do is I use my green Frixon. Though the ink doesn't look green on paper when you see it on the camera, it is green. So I'm just going to show you that. So I gave myself $300 for grocery household. So today, we'll just say starting on December 1st. I always start with a 0 balance because every month I start anew. I'm not balancing forward from the previous month any leftover money. I just start new every month here. And then I go, how did I put it last time? Budget. To remind me, this is how much I budgeted. And then it's the first 10 days for December before my husband gets paid again. Let me double check my calendar here. Yes, he gets paid on the 11th. So this is day 1 to day 10, what I budget for myself. So that was $300. And let's see, what else do we have here? I'll leave that in. So now I'm going to switch to the black. That tells me these are transactions that happen. First one I have is Amazon, and that I actually put some transactions from November because I was videoing closing out November into December, and I just didn't show you guys that. And I do that sometimes. But as long as I track it and the money's in the bank and it counts, that's all that really matters. So $50.79, and then that was supplements and Amazon vitamins and stuff for my husband, and sleep aids and things that he tends to keep stocked up on. So calculator, here you are. All right, $300. minus the $50.79. And this is actually a split, oops, purchase with other Amazon purchases. So the transaction will not be $50.79 in the bank. It'll be something different. And I just need to keep up. And that's why I had my list of Amazon stuff over here, because I was, it was like crazy. But the few items I did get were part of what I normally would get grocery household. I found it cheaper on Amazon. It was free shipping and low tax. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to take that. So I have $249.21. And then if you saw the bank account, and I have the receipt right here, I went grocery shopping and I spent $145.83. And that should last us over the 10 days. I shouldn't need much more than that, hopefully. So December 2nd, 20. And there's that. And that was Food Lion. And so let's do that math. 249.21 minus 145.83. And then 103.38. All right, so there is that. Now that I've done grocery household, I can move on to restaurants. When my father-in-law was here, we didn't go to, but we picked up we picked up food from a restaurant called Pirates Cove. It's got great seafood and great cornbread. I love their cornbread there. It's amazing. But it was like one of the last nights he was here, and I'm like, okay, let's go get that because it's right around the corner from our house. 20. So I just put it on December's budget instead of November because I'd already done my videos. Grocery household. So I gotta flip back. I'm gonna write these numbers down. So I forgot what I budgeted. All right. All right, here we go. So grocery household was $300. Restaurants were $150 and miscellaneous $125 and gas $50. Okay, now I'm ready. That way I don't have to flip back and forth, because that gets aggravating when you're filming. Okay, so I'm gonna start with $0 like I do every month, and then budget for day 1 through day 10. And the budget amount was $150. So it looks like we spent half of that already. And that's okay. We don't plan to go out too much this time around. So hopefully we can keep that true. I still write the original date, even though I use the budget part use December's budget for purchases in November. I know it's kind of weird, but it just helps me put it in a place and categorize it. That's all it really does. I wrote the wrong number. So, and I still like that date there because it just helps me stay focused. Oh yeah, this is the reason why I did it. I know it's something that I do. That's not something you have to do. And the reason I do it a lot of times is because I've already filmed, and then other transactions have happened. So, and I don't mind that. I just wrote it in green, didn't I? Did not mean to do that. I will be right back. Okay, I am back. I wrote it in black like I'm supposed to. Oh, sometimes I can't do two things at once. All right, $150 was the budget amount, and then we had $73.52. All right, so that just leaves us $76.48 left for eating out for the next 10 days. Hopefully that's enough. I don't know. Right at this point, I really don't know anything. So here we go. Now I need to move that. So this is how, and all I'm doing is showing you how I prep for you guys these budget sheets. so you can see how to work them and use them. So my son had Trail Life dues for, he had $50 dues I did for the entire year for his local troop, and then there's dues for the what we call national organization, Trail Life USA, and those are due once a year. So let's do this. 12,120, 0 amount, and then description is budget, and then first 10 days. I'm trying not to blow through the miscellaneous like I did last month, but you know what? I don't know if that's going to work. And I'm being very conscious about it because if I'm buying big ticket items, I am actually using miscellaneous on budget, and I'll show you how that works. That actually just works in my paycheck to paycheck. I don't put it anywhere else, and I put it in my every dollar. So I will go back and show that because I didn't do that earlier. Because I had the notes here on this page and not on that page. That's my fault. I'm so sorry. So I have this little note here. It says Trail Life USA 2884. And I'm just going to put December 1st for that because I can't remember exactly when it came out, but that's when I count. Okay, so I double checked with the bank. It says 89. So I am accurate there. That's the key, is making sure you have accurate numbers to do this. So I'm going to put Trail Life USA. And then, lost my calculator. All right, 125 minus 2889 gives me 9611. Okay, and then I bought something from Etsy the other day. Sara Marie stickers had like 30% off sale. I was like, oh my gosh. So I got quite a bit of stuff for $23.53, so I was very happy with that. 12. I don't remember what day that was either because I forgot to write the date. Oh gosh, I think it was Cyber Monday, so it was November 30th. But 30% off is pretty rare in her store. And so I took advantage of that. And that will be that. So I'm going to put Etsy here. And Sara Marie. And I know who that is. And so I'm going to subtract the 23.53. And now we have 72.58. Okay. Now that that is done, I can move on to gasoline. And I only have one transaction there. My husband is home and he is working from home again, so he's not driving. I didn't know if he would go back to the office or not, but not yet. So here we go. Okay, now I have my budget amount. I can start my transactions. And I went to Wawa and got gas the other night. I do believe, I'm trying to remember what the date was. It was Sunday, so that was 28th. Late on Sunday, after I just finished all the videos. So I had a good amount of gas in my gas tank, but we were going to Virginia Beach, to the boardwalk, and we were going to go see the lights and the Christmas lights on the boardwalk, and you can drive the boardwalk at night, and it's just awesome. I love it. So we stopped on a Wawa on the way out there, and then Armada. So if you have a gas budget and you have more than one vehicle and you kind of want to track whose is whose, this is a good way of doing it too. Just writing the name of the gas station so you know what, if you go to multiple gas stations, and then what vehicle actually charged or was getting gas, so that you can track if your gas mileage is doing well, things like that. It's just a little handy tip. Let's see. Normally I spend $40 or more, but like I said, I still had a quarter tank of gas, but we were going to Virginia Beach and we live about 20 miles away. And I wanted to make sure we had plenty of gas. So I just told my husband, go stop and get gas. I don't like it below a quarter tank. even though I have been running it below. I said 100, didn't I? Let's see, 50. Oh, I added it. That's what it was. 37. Like, that number was not right. All right, so I have $12.96. My husband's got a full gas tank, so he should be fine, and we are good to go. Now, I'm going to backtrack a little bit here, and I'm just getting caught up. This is probably about 4 or 5 days of transactions for me. Normally, I do this every day and and it only takes me 5 minutes. You're looking at me going, wow, this video is kind of long. You're taking a long time. I'm trying to get caught up. So I'm doing it live with you, and I thought, oh, this would be a great time to explain why and what I do. So some things have come out Amazon-wise, and I'm going to run one big total because I don't have enough room here at the bottom. So whenever I make extra purchases that don't fit in my miscellaneous category or any of my other categories, and I still want to spend the money, and I know I have the money available in my checking account, I usually do it as an unbudgeted item here on the paycheck section. And I also make sure I put it here in my budget section as well. Oops, can't even see that. I just start writing it this way. So that's what we're going to do. I have multiple items. I'm shaking everything, so sorry about that. I have multiple items, multiple Amazon purchases, and oh my, no wonder their stock is over 3,000, 4,000, whatever it is, a share. Everybody is using Amazon, and they're efficient. I mean, sometimes I wish Amazon would run school buses. They're so efficient, but that's not a good idea. Okay, let's see. I'm going to start with this Ramsey 113.19. So what I did is I got probably about 5 or 6 ebooks, and then the audio that goes with it, because I have to have audio in order to read a book. I cannot sit and just read. My brain will not. I lock up and I just won't read it. But if I have audio to go along with it, especially really good audio, I can get through a book and it sticks with me. My brain holds on to it. So I wanted all the books, the Everyday Millionaire, the Retire Inspired, and the Money Makeover, and what else did I get? Rachel Cruz has a new book talking about why we spend the way we spend, what's the reason, and stuff like that. And that comes out in January, so I pre-ordered that. And then Christy Wright has her journal book and faith book, and I wanted that. So they were all like drastically reduced. I think I averaged about $10 a book and $8 an audio. So I was thrilled. So that's what I got there. My husband was funny. I walked up to him. I said, I need to buy something, but I need to talk to you first. He goes, it's okay. I know how badly you want these books. Merry Christmas. That's okay. I was so happy. So oops, that's not what I needed to do because it's not part of the original budget. Talking and writing is not my cup of tea. All right, so I'm going to put $0 here because obviously I didn't include it in this part of the budget, but it's an actual purchase that I made. So I'm going to put it in the actual column, and that's 113.19. And because I didn't budget it, I just put it in red over here just to remind me, hey, you spent the buffer. And that's why it's over here. Oh, not 119. 13.19. There we go. So that was the Ramsey transaction, and I'm excited to get into all those books. I've already listened to some of them, and I've got to get through some of the others, and I'm just excited. So there's that. So I have some Amazon thing here. This transaction here, I actually split with grocery, household, and miscellaneous between the two. So $74 of this, $124 is for, I think it's miscellaneous. Is that miscellaneous? Yeah, that's miscellaneous. And then, see, $124.84. There we go. That $50.79 I put in grocery, household. Previously, that was the other half of the Amazon purchase. Rarely do I split receipts up. I put it in one category and one category only, but because I was buying so many things at one time and I knew they needed to go in different categories, I left it at that. So I actually need to go back and write in that $74.05 because I forgot to put on sticky note. Here again, I am just behind, and when you are a day behind sometimes and you're not doing your transactions, sometimes it catches up with you. Okay. That's the restaurant. See, there's the Amazon part right there. I did forget it here. Okay. So I pretty much used up all my Amazon and I went a couple dollars over, so that's okay. I don't mind going a couple dollars into the red. The rest of my miscellaneous until the 10th or till the 11th will have to come out of our buffer, and I will just have to run a sticky note because I don't have enough lines to continue. But that's okay. Oh, budgeting. Anyway, so I have $72.58 left. I'm going to take this $74.05 that I noted over here out of this part that I split with the grocery household, and I am negative $1.47. So I won't be using this category anymore for the rest of this month. 12/1/20, and this is split, let's see, $74.05 Amazon, and I'm going to split with grocery household. There we go. And then in red, I'm going to put $1, negative 147. Okay, we are getting there, people. We are almost done. Okay, so this is that. And now back to paycheck one, because I'm still putting in what we are doing here. So, okay, so this Amazon transactions are taken care of. I just finished that. Now I have this one left, and this I knew I was going to take out of the buffer because I just knew I wasn't going to have enough for it, and my husband and I agreed on it, and he knows exactly what I purchased, so there we go. So here we go. Amazon, I'm going to say baby stuff. Not my baby, because my baby's 16. But I'm throwing a baby shower, and I have a friend who needs a lot of stuff, and I'm just like, honey, I've got to do something. And he's like, I love you, just go ahead. I'm like, okay. So I got something off of her registry, and then I bought stuff for her for the baby shower, and that's where that came from. And I think I am finally, I just copied the number above, caught up in the budget. Okay, 176.85. Oh, here we go. Now, the only thing left for me, and I'm not going to do it in this video, so I have all that done, is the weekly check-in. I'm going to zoom you guys out. Okay, here we go. So after all these transactions are done, I usually also put stickers here and put those same expenses that I have on these lists here. I'm not going to do that in this video. I will have it ready for the weekly check-in by the end of the week. I just do them all at once, and then when we come in, I have them laid down, and then we will start filling all this out. So I will be setting that up later this week. But yeah, that is a lot of budgeting. But keep in mind, I am behind. Even though it's day 2, I wasn't daily tracking like I'm supposed to. And by the way, this is my personal thing. I don't sell this in my Etsy store as far as this design. I am a person of faith, so I go to the Lord with his scripture, and that he provides to me. I write it down. This time I use Matthew 6:20-21. In the Amplified version, I wrote that down. It's Jesus talking there. And then I praised him for the job my husband has, the business that I have, and things like that. And then prayer for whatever financial. And when I am in tune with God and committed to doing this, he's just so faithful and amazing and helps me through the struggles of budgeting and making financial decisions. And that's the thing. We worry about how do we make the right decision financially. This is how I have my backup. You know, God's my backup on this. He's the one that helps me make the right decisions financially. So this is why I budget, because I get closer to God when I do it. There we go. So I am caught up. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I know it seemed like a lot. It's normally not like this. I normally just take a few minutes and I am done. But I am catching up for 4 or 5 days of transactions that I had not put in, and buying multiple things all at once that I normally don't do because it's the holiday season. But because it's the holiday season, it's that much more important to budget and keep track of what you're spending. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel. And I hope you have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.